Hello. It's morning here, so good morning for me. Hello to all of you. I promised you guys that I would show you the footage for Shanann Watts coming home for the last time. I promised you guys that I would show you the full screen. Morning, Irish lass, 80 Molly. Good morning, Kara. How are you? So I wanted you guys to see the footage for yourselves. I have the camera set up on a stand right now so that it's not going to move. I'm just going to switch it so you guys can see the screen, okay? And then I'm just going to push play, turn the volume up, and voila. So there you have it. We can play it one more time. As you can see, it catches her walking up to the doorway, which means that's when the camera was triggered. You can hear her unlock her code into the electronic door lock and enter the house. You hear her friend pull away, leaving. So there's the full screen for you guys. I wanted you guys to see, you know, see it not moving, see that it is my footage. That's okay, Sabrina. I actually really, I chuckle quite a bit at that particular person. She's walking up to the door. He's at the window. There's no window to see a shadow. So I'm not sure about that, to be honest. I don't see that. If there is any type of a shadow, in my opinion, it's Shanann reaching up to close the lock. I did not see any type of a shadow either. And that's some of the clarification that I put up in the CCTV footage is there seemed to be doubles in that upload for some reason. So if you were to watch it consecutively as you received it, it looked as though the shadows was a little bit repetitive there. Meanwhile, it actually only happened for, you know, half a second. Hey, no fighting. My cats are being silly right now, all the way up on the, I'll show you, all the way up there, playing, kind of, hey. The older cat doesn't really play very much, actually. He's like, leave me alone. So, the person sees things they don't. Oh, yeah. I'm just saying that because of the way that it was looped and downloaded from the police and the investigation, there are some duplicates in the file that create for you to think that those shadows are there longer than they are. And you know what? Minu, Cloud, hang on one sec, you guys. I don't want to hear you guys like fighting in the background the entire time that I'm doing something here. The gray one is so playful. I mean, he's just like, come on, let's go, let's go. So the way that the police had downloaded the footage from Nate's camera, it shows, you know, the shadows longer than it is. But if you take out the duplicates, which is what I did for you guys, you can clearly see, sorry, there's a hair in my coffee. You can clearly see, though, that, you know, the shadows are not there very long. And it does really it perhaps looks like it might be one of the kids, but we will probably never know. So, and as far as the camera picking up any footage of, you know, Chris, as you guys can see on my computer here, there's no way that the camera would have picked anything up. It didn't start recording until she had sort of hit the, you know, the first entry of the rocks there, you know. So had she have gotten out of the vehicle on the street, for crying out loud, like we wouldn't have seen any of that, you know. Yes, the video is uploaded on my channel. As far as I know, I'm the only one that has the access to it. So I've shared it now without the sound. And the reason for the non-sound, you guys, was because I had my TV playing in the background. So although I had heard her put in her code and stuff, I didn't quite record all of that because I had the TV playing. So I just minimized the sound on, you know, the upload, but that created for you guys to not hear her entering into her home, you know, through her electronic lock. The footage of, you know, loading the bodies and the dead bodies and stuff like that, in my opinion, is, you know, something heinous that nobody should have to see. And unfortunately, some of the law enforcement had to, you know, go and look at at that footage from inside the home. But I don't think that's anything. Hey, Tracy, how you doing, girl? I don't think that's anything that we need to share. I don't really think that it's anything we need to see. You know, so be careful what you put into your minds, folks. I feel like, you know, this kind of stuff is heavy, and you definitely don't want to be, you know, suffering illness from it and getting yourself sick from seeing some of these things, because it is for real, you know. So yeah, do the thumbs up if you enjoy spending some time here, folks. It's morning coffee and chat, and one of my mugs from the merchandise store, if you've never seen it. Here it is. And yeah, I wanted to share the footage because you know, some of you had asked for, you know, why is the camera moving? In all honesty, I was using two devices and I didn't use a stand. I was holding it. And so just me breathing was causing the camera to move a little bit, you know. So I wanted to make sure that I stuck to my promise and uploaded something where you could fully see the entire screen, you know. Yeah, no, you definitely don't want to be putting some of those images into your mind, you guys. I literally prayed that I don't stumble across the, you know, photos of the dead bodies. In fact, I hope that's not something that was even included, to be honest. I really don't think that that's something that anybody needs to see, you know. So, yeah, be careful what you suscept your mind to, because it can affect you later on, you know. Thank you for taking the time out of your day for us. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to come and join me here. I appreciate you just as much, so if not more. Thank you, guys. Could anybody get their hands on the video through foil because it uploaded? I have no idea. Hey, early 1981. No, I would never want to see the dead bodies. In my opinion, that is just something that should not be seen. Good morning, Stacy. Yeah, I believe that they should withhold those. Hey, Tammy, how's it going, girl? You're in your PJs? I've been up since 6:30, so. And it's 9:45 here now. 9:45, sorry, 9:45. You're getting there? Nice. I'm glad that you're feeling a little bit better. I wish there was some sort of video to shut the haters up. You know, I feel like it's a pretty heinous hater to want to see the dead bodies just to have that kind of proof. It makes me wonder what's going on upstairs for some of those people. I honestly don't think that's ethical, moral. I think it's a disrespect to, you know, the deceased. You know, there's just really no real reason. You know, there's a certain line that you just don't really want to cross, in my opinion. So But yeah, the people who are like bound and determined that that's the kind of proof that they need to believe that Chris is guilty and stuff, I would be concerned, you know. Certainly no benefits to the public seeing it. I absolutely agree with that. I don't think there's a need to see that, you know. I thought I remembered that from yesterday. I hope today's deliveries that you're waiting for it. Nothing like the Watt stuff. Yeah. I don't think that's the kind of proof that we necessarily need. Hey, some people are wanting, you know, are seeking to see the dead bodies or the footage of the bodies being carried out, or, you know, the footage of what Chris did, if there was any that was caught motion-wise on any of the cameras inside the home. You know, and I believe that Mr. Bruzik was completely correct that is something that would have been triggered, and it would have recorded, and it would have heard sound, and, you know, that would have all been documented in a sense, and the ability to be able to retract that information, you know, absolutely, you know, probably did happen, you guys. Now why would the public need to see that? I have no idea. I honestly disagree. I don't think the public needs to see it. I don't think that's something that should be shared. You know, really, I think we should respect the family and respect, you know, the deceased. So, and I mean, it's too bad that the authorities even had to retrieve something like that in order to be sure and stuff like that. But I mean, they've obviously, they know how to do their jobs, and, you know, they have done that accordingly with this case, and quite meticulously, might I add. I mean, in all honesty, you know, absolutely every single little piece of evidence was recorded, down to the handwritten notes, to the transcribed notes, to absolutely everything that was done. You know, so I think that they did a really good job with it. I would just like to know personally if there was any other involvement, you know, if there was any other knowledge from anyone else that they perhaps could have stopped this before it had happened, you know, knowing about it. That would be my last sort of, I wonder if there's going to be anything else, you know? Yeah, I'm glad you're here too, Tammy. Long time no see, girl. Glad you're here. No, but I noticed that right after I had posted the footage, you guys, it showed up on HLN, and I was like, oh, cool. And that's where one of the other YouTubers I've noticed has retrieved the footage that I shared. I wonder, though, if the footage that I had shared, you know, came from my channel for HLN. That would have been super cool to find out. All the way from Canada, exactly. Exactly. What do you wish, Clary? It is a little bit thrilling, I have to admit, you know. Funny that I was the first. Love it. I just love it. But we're going to stay modest because, you know, that's just where I live. Oh, to nap. Oh, okay. Yeah, will maybe Monday. It's fake news. What, Roger? It's not fake news. You can clearly see on my computer that it's not fake, you know. This was downloaded, you know, to my computer screen. Definitely not fake. Oh, you're funny, Tracy. I'm sorry. Oh, I didn't mean to. No, not fake. I think some people are just trying to get a rise out of some of us, but... Cute today. Oh, thanks. I was just going to put my hair up, actually. So I wanted you guys to see that kind of footage. I wanted you to see that I have it on my computer. I wanted you guys to see, what's the shade of lipstick? I don't mind you asking, Carrie. I actually just bought it yesterday. Let me go and grab it. Hang on. Let in a little bit more light. Okay, so this is matte lipstick by Ariposa. I really like it, actually. It has a really cute little wand on it too. You're in love with the red? Yeah, I really enjoy it sometimes, you know. It's nice, and it's a matte, so it doesn't it doesn't come off. It's like, yay. Well, I guess a tiny little bit, but nothing really, you know. So yeah, it was a couple bucks. I was like, yeah, I'll try it. I might go and grab some of the other colors. Matches the rose is next to me. Yeah, I like to match. I'm kind of coordinated in that way, you know. Last night I had a nude lip on. It was just a plain nude. I've never had a nude lipstick, actually, so matches my shirt. Yes, I like to be coordinated. Yeah, that's me. You liked it last night? Yeah, I enjoyed the light. It was really nice to really kind of drown out the, you know, it emphasizes the eyes when you have a pale lip, you know. Lashes on fleek. You're so cute, Victoria. I love you. These are my natural lashes. They're not even done as long as they could be. First time live. New sub for you also. Nice. Welcome, everybody. I'm so happy to have you join. Here, it's a really open platform, you know, so we can talk about anything and everything. My favorite topics are true stories, so no matter really what it is, you know. Perfect chick. I think that's what you said. Oh, perfect color. Sorry. Yeah, it is a really nice color. I actually been looking for something that has like a really nice dark red, you know. Nude with colors. Nude with your coloring is gorgeous, or beauteous. Thank you, Sunkissed. Victoria. Yes, thank you, the German net bully hunter. Interesting name. But we can certainly talk about anything and everything. I'm into all of the, you know, the cases that are current. You know, I do stay up on the news. Hello. I'm sorry I can't say your name. It's Chinese. You lost 3 brothers in March? Oh my goodness. Due to murder. Oh my goodness, Carrie. I'm so sorry for your loss. That's huge, girl. All 3. I've looked with my own eyes. I'm not relying on anyone else. There's no need. Sorry, I'm just trying to find. There's no weeds the day the cops and Nicole Atkinson are there. Roger, you know what? It literally takes like 2 seconds to pull out a couple of weeds that were in those rocks. So in all honesty, Chris Watts was sitting on the porch steps while they were searching his house. I'm pretty sure that, you know, in his moment of sitting out there, he very well likely could have bent down and pulled out 3 or 4 or 5 weeds that were there. So let's not be ridiculous about it, because you can clearly see this is her house. She came home, she's pregnant, she's not drunk, and, you know, she enters in her code and clearly goes in for the final time and never to come back out alive. So, I mean, it's pretty fucking obvious. I don't think it takes rocket science. I mean, you're more than welcome to sit over there with your opinion and stuff, but I disagree. And, you know, all of this talk about weeds and no weeds, I mean, it's ridiculous. Let's just say that. Very ridiculous. It's quite obvious that, you know, he very much could have just bent down and peeled out a few weeds that were in the rocks. I mean, they look like they maintain their home regularly, and we all know that Chris, you know, helped with all of that. He helped with, you know, vacuuming and cooking and cleaning, and I'm sure lawn work as well. So I don't think it takes rocket science to see that, you know, he definitely pulled out a few weeds. Okay, so what? We can see, you know, that this is her, and she's fine coming home. And this was the last time that we saw her, you know, that we have footage of her. For those of you that are maybe just tuning in, I will turn the camera around and show you from the standpoint again. Yeah. Sorry, I just had to plug in my phone. But you can clearly see, you know, that she is fine. She's not drunk. The footage is mine. Downloaded on my computer, so... The police are lying in the discovery with the damn weeds. Oh, boy. Yeah, like, come on. I think it's a little bit silly, obviously. A few weeds is not really going to, you know, sway this one way or another. Oh, it's too funny. You know, because I think it's pretty obvious that he probably just pulled those out, you know, done deal. You are funny, Roger, that you think that a few weeds are going to sway this in some other way, because the Delphi murders, or the Delphi murders, sorry, I don't say that, if I'm not saying that correctly, you guys, I am bilingual in French, so. No, we were talking about the footage of Shanann coming home for the last time. I wanted to show everybody, you know, this footage that I promised I would show you guys, so. And, you know, basically, some people are trying to state that because there's some weeds that were in the rocks that weren't in the rocks when the police arrived and all of that, makes this 2 different times and all of this stuff. I honestly disagree. We all know, we saw Christopher Watts go out on the porch. The police literally asked him if it was okay if they looked through the house and, you know, did he want to come with them, or... You know, and he was like, no, it's okay, I'll stay out here, you know. Early 1981. No, I do not. We should call her either just Shanann or Shanann Ruzick. Yeah, no, that's true. I think it's just because everybody knows who exactly that is when you say that name. You know, everybody knows who Shanann Watts is. And they know that Christopher killed her, you know? But anyways, people, you know, we all saw him go and sit out on the front porch. So, I mean, like, it's so plausible that while he's out there, he pulls out the 3 or 4 weeds that are sticking out of the rocks. You know what I mean? I mean, the guy couldn't sit still. He was pacing back and forth, running past the police officers to get out the front door fast enough. So, whose name was Crystal? Her family just memorial on February 18th. A year to exact. Are you talking, who are you talking about for Crystal? I don't know who that is. Unless you're talking about the Frazee case. I used to work for a local pizza place here in town, folks. So that person clearly knows a little bit about my history and probably knows me a little bit. I'm not sure. Cousin who was shot in the bar a year ago. Oh, wow. No, I didn't hear about that. That's crazy. Do I think he attacked her right when she got home? Or I think that she had some time to unwind. I don't think he did it immediately as soon as she walked through the door, because we all know that she changed, right? Whichever, look for her. Yeah, exactly. You know, he was just running out the door. Like, he just wanted to get away from the officers. You could tell in his body language that he was superiorly uncomfortable. You know, he just wanted to get out the damn door, you know? I think she was changing. Well, we know that she changed. We know that she tried to make a purchase at 2:30 in the morning, right? I mean, regardless, we know that, you know, here's what I think happened. She came home and she was unwinding before catching a few hours shut-eye before getting up to, you know, tackle taking the girls to school, you know, their first day. And I'm sure she was just as excited, you know, to do that. I don't know if Nicole Kessinger would have been there or not. You know, there's obviously, that's part of the piece that we don't know, you know. We don't know if they have evidence that she was in the house or if she was there. All we know is that her phone pinged in the Frederick area at 6:16 in the morning on, you know, August 13th. So, oh, the stuff that she bought was on an auto purchase or something? Interesting. Tracy, I never did say why. Yeah, perhaps then if it was something that was on an auto purchase, perhaps she came home and basically changed them, kind of went straight to sleep to try to catch some shut-eye. We will probably never really know the full answer, though, you guys, you know? We can speculate and we can guess, you know, but until Chris necessarily tells us the truth, and I mean, how are we even going to know that what comes out of that man's mouth is the truth, right? I don't know. It pinged in the Frederick area, though, that's for sure. And we can see proof of that from her cell phone records, so. Perhaps, Roger. We'll never really know. Yeah, it literally made no sense to everybody around as to why her flip-flops were at the door and her vehicle was still in the garage. You know, everybody that knew her you know, knew that she wouldn't be leaving the house without either of them. Even it's just her shoes and her vehicle, but still, you know, she's nowhere around. She's not responding. And I believe her friends and family were concerned quite early on in the morning when they couldn't get a response from her. And by the time it was early morning, like 10, 11, people were in sheer panic as to where the heck she is and if she's okay, you know? Can you see what Shanann was looking at in her cell? No, I believe that she was honestly just looking at her phone, as she probably had a ton of messages. Hey, Pam, coming in from different people. I'm sure she was just letting her friends know at the other end of where she traveled from that she was home safe. And, you know, like she just landed. She's just walking in the door, talk to you in the morning. The woman lived by her phone, so she ran, you know, her business like that. She shared all of her progress like that. And she built new connections like that. So, you know, and you guys, we can all see that there's proof of that when they open up the iPad and you can see friend requests from different people. You know, that's how she, you know, continuously stayed in touch. So, worst case scenario is that she was asleep, so he kills her. Poor Bella wakes up and goes to see mom. Mom's home, and he then has to kill the girls. Yeah. So no truth to the theory that she was looking at the live stream from the baby monitor. No, I don't think that she was looking at the live stream from the baby monitor. She probably checked in on them. And you know, as a parent, and as most women know, you guys, that once you deliver a baby and you're constantly checking on them, even in the dim dark, you can still see their back moving when they're breathing. You can see that they're alive. You know what I mean? Women check on their babies all the time because of, you know, things happening, right? Like, I mean, it wouldn't, sudden infant death syndrome would not have happened at their age, you guys. But let's face it, she had spent all those years, you know, 3, 4, 5 years checking on them regularly, making sure that they were sleeping and okay and sound. I think, you know, in all honesty, everything probably happened in the morning. Hello from Russia. Do I have any booze? No, it's tea time here for me. I was having pomegranate green tea. I mixed 2 flavors. Nicole Kessinger is another one they need to look into her more. I agree. Tea time, yes. No, I agree. I think that, you know, they should be absolutely 100% sure that she didn't have any knowledge of this. And if it ever comes out that she did, well, you know, in all honesty, she should be held accountable, because having knowledge on somebody's murder is, you know, and not stopping that, you guys, is just as guilty as committing it yourself, you know? Yeah, I think we all agree. And I mean, there is petitions on change.org to have her reinvestigated and re-questioned, but I don't believe that it's calculating anything properly, because it continues to re-ask even me to sign the petition again. So certainly something isn't working properly, and we may never hear or know of her being investigated more, you know? Most of my audience is based in the US, so you guys would have a better idea as to, you know, what you need to do in order to get her re-looked at, re-questioned, re-investigated. You know, and if enough people make noise about it, you know, eventually something should happen, right? Do you think she made a deal? You know, it's possible, Heather, Complete immunity. I don't know though, you know, but I don't think that we would have access to that information necessarily. Yeah, as soon as he admitted that that was the end of it. All testing ceased, everything stopped. Trent was a complete lie, complete waste of time. I honestly wish that they would have just charged that guy with obstruction of justice because of the manpower and, you know, sheer idiocracy that they sent the police all along on, you know, for nothing. He found her through her sister. Interesting. Video on she feels about. They definitely need to look at Nicole. Yeah. A lot more to this than just what we know. I agree. Yeah, I know Jennifer Cobb, apparently Trent was hurting for money and saw this entire situation and decided to take advantage of it. And that's just, that is such, that is wrong on every level. Like, seriously, what is wrong with him? You know, we're all hurting. We all need, we all want to take care of, we all want more. You know what I mean? So for him to go about that and create, you know, for the police to have to go down to his place, interview him, interview his mother, interview his friends. What a waste of frickin' time. I would have been so frustrated as, you know, as law enforcement if that would have happened to me in this case. You know, if I would have been in the middle of this and had to deal with that, like, I can't imagine what the police feel about this kid, you know, or about that guy. Yeah, like I'm a liar. Like, yeah. Yeah, I hear you, Angie. Frustrating nonetheless, I agree. You could tell Trent's character when you looked at his Instagram. Yeah. The Trent thing, he was basically, you know, couch surfing and in need of money, and, you know, he saw an opportunity with this case and decided to make up a story that him and Christopher Watts had had an affair, you know, on an extended period of time. I believe it was over 10 months or something like that. And it was all fabrication. It was all a lie, you know. I'm just going to go grab a tea. I'll be right back. Sorry about that, guys. The damn clock, I'm sorry. My own thoughts, you guys, is that yes, he had a level of planning to this, honestly. So when he met up with his co-worker Troy McCoy in the Safeway parking lot to discuss the fire stick that he was having issues with, it was there that he received a call, or Troy McCoy received a call from Roberts, who informed him of the leak that was happening at the Survey 319 site. And Chris was with his girls. He had just finished, you know, he was spending the day with them. It was a Friday because his wife had just gone on another trip. I believe it was with Lavelle, right? So, you know, he drops, you know, her off and has the girls and meets Troy and the fire stick. And then Troy gets the phone call from Roberts, and, you know, Chris is sitting there and he offers to go to the site. You know, well, I'll do that. I'll go Monday. And so that kind of raised suspicion in my mind that it was a little bit planned. However, it's confirmed for me later on Sunday when he makes sure he messages Roberts to advise him that he's going to be going out to the site and that he's got it, you know, and he did that on Sunday evening between 5:30 p.m., you know, so I believe that he was, you know, kind of contemplating all of this throughout the weekend. And, you know, he had sort of kind of finalized in his mind that this was what he was going to do. You know, and I don't think he really necessarily had it all totally planned out. And that's why everything probably flopped as quickly as it did. Not to mention that the police were called so quickly to the scene. You know, he had no time to cover anything up anymore. He had no time to get rid of the purse and the phone and the medication and the vehicle if he was going to, or whatnot. So, you know, I definitely think that he was perhaps maybe having difficulty with the girls over the weekend, and he was stressed and struggling, and maybe just wanted to be spending time with Nicole. And, you know, in his mind, this is where he, you know, sort of made this plan in a sense, you know. I don't know about the gas can, you guys. I don't know why he would even want to burn something at an oil site where it could possibly spread to the oil tanks and explode, right? So I'm not sure. Perhaps he was thinking more along the way to the Survey site that he would, you know, do something, but they're just really, it looks like it's all flat open land. So I think that he felt very exposed when he got out there, you know, and as I stated to you guys, you can clearly see an area of dirt from the aerial footage of what looks to be the first grave site that he was going to put Shanann at. It looks as if he even laid her there and then chose to move her further in behind a sort of a brushel bush, short, small brushel bush, you know. Nicole definitely hijacked his plan. Nicole Atkinson, in her concern and worry, you know, she called the police and alerted them that her friend was missing and she couldn't get a hold of her, you know. And I mean, her mother was just as concerned, right? I mean, she's contacting the school and trying to find out if anybody has seen her daughter, anybody, you know, to please let her know, kind of thing. So I believe there was a level of planning to it. Yeah, but who cares, right? I mean, it just shows that he's that much more sick. I don't think that because there was a level of pre-planning that he deserves to get the death penalty. I honestly feel like it's more punishment for him to be sitting behind bars for the rest of his life than to just be put to death, you know? Hi, Loney. This is actually pomegranate tea today for the person who just asked. You think that's why he left Shannon's body so close? He actually took her fairly far out from the drive, from the area of where the tanks are, where the girls were put. So, I mean, it is quite a distance. If you look at it, the aerial footage, you can really see how far away her body was placed, you know, from there. Sherry, you sure? That is just tea in there. Yes, it is. I don't drink in the morning. It's only 10:30 here, you guys. You're funny, Tracy. Um, are you asking me that because I'm saying something that you don't agree with, or what? Because feel free to disagree, and we can definitely chat about it and, you know, talk about it. You know, if you have a different thought process, I'd love to hear it. This is live, Bob Wilcox. Do I think the leak was... No, I think the leak was for real. I just think that it served as an opportunistic, you know, thing. He saw that as, you know, and perhaps he was always the guy that helped and put his, you know, you know, best foot forward to offer and, you know, whatnot. You do agree? Okay. But, I believe that there was a little bit of level of thought through this. That's, you know, strongly what I think, you know. You know, but some people think that, oh, well, because it was premeditated and planned a little bit, well, then he should have got the death penalty. I don't agree. I honestly feel like it's more of a punishment that he's just sitting behind bars for the rest of his life. He's got no choices. He's got no freedom. He cannot have any other woman, you know, and he can't hurt anybody. So you think you've proved he had an accomplice the day of the murder? How do you think you proved it, Bob Wilcox? If he was waiting for something like that to happen so he could offer to go to the site. Well, perhaps, you know, perhaps it was a thought that he maybe heinously had for quite some time, and we just don't, you know, we'll never know, right? I mean, we're not in his mind. We're never going to know that. But the way that things kind of transcribed and happened in, you know, the document, it really appears like he had some previous thoughts about this, you know? You do think... Oops. I do think he was going back to Shanann's body to dig her up. Yeah, that's perhaps very possible, you know? I'm sure there's been a lot of opportunity to, you know, hurt him and stuff, but who knows what'll happen behind, you know, the prison walls and stuff, right? You're using voice text. Be careful, it can always misconstrue what you're saying. Yes, I hope he is miserable in a cement house. He had a great life, you know, a beautiful home or whatever. And I mean, I understand things weren't working out and they were probably going to end up selling and moving and stuff. But, you know, he had his freedom. He had his life. I'm not sure how any of this was a good choice. And taking, you know, their lives, it took his life in the process. So I will never understand, you know, why somebody chooses to throw away their entire life, you know. How every video we see prior to Dieter never barks, and then all of a sudden dog can't stay quiet. Yeah, absolutely. I think that perhaps some people maybe had the volume turned down, you know. He definitely blew it, Linda. I agree. I just think he snapped. Because he never made big decisions on his own. He lived with mom and dad a long time, never acted out as a kid. He relied on others to run his life. When it was time for him to do it, he just couldn't really quite figure it out, is what you're trying to say, is what I'm thinking. And I agree, you know. Currently in isolation for 23 hours a day. Yes. Well, I'm glad that you have some connection to a story, Bob Wilcox. I encourage you to run with that, you know. I was going to add But too many words. Yeah, no, I figured I could kind of finish the thought a little bit there. We seem to be on the same page. He was jealous of her, and as she was able to mix with people, he couldn't. Yeah. Do you think his parents knew about his affair with Nicole Kessinger? There has been some rumors that they did have some knowledge of her. I honestly feel like she would not have been, you know, a good choice for Chris as far as Cindy was concerned anyways. You know, I feel like, you know, she's the kind of mother that nobody is good enough for her son, you know? So she may have liked her in the beginning if she did know about her, but that was strictly, in my opinion, based on the fact of how much she didn't like Shanann and didn't want to have to deal with Shanann. She definitely, you know, didn't get along with Shanann, right? So I could see, you know, if she did know about Nicole, her kind of liking Nicole, I don't think that would have lasted. I think there would have been problems that she would have had against Nicole eventually as well. Yeah, she would have been happy. Yeah. But I think that would have been short-lived, you know? He couldn't overpower Shanann. Didn't like that. Yeah. Yeah, she couldn't overpower Shanann, and she did not like being told what to do in her own home by by Shanann. I think he did confess in the vehicle to his dad and stuff, you know, a little bit. I don't think that he fully told him everything, because you could tell that his father was just as shocked at his son's, you know, confession as well, in a sense, you know. Probably had him kill his mom next. Yeah, who knows, right? There, D. I didn't feel like his father was that shocked. No, you didn't think he was that shocked? I think he was kind of like beside himself, you know, and that's why he was just like I remember watching his body language just thinking like he's like dismayed that this has actually happened, you know. I'm sure that, you know, there's a lot of men around there in the world that have been upset at their partners and stuff like that, but to follow through and actually, you know, kill them and strangle them is very, very personal and very heinous, you know. So in my opinion, I think that perhaps his father even thought about doing that at one point, but you know, he never crossed that line, and he couldn't believe that his son had. That was the impression that I got, you know. Because we really got to know the family through Shanann's videos. I agree, Jennifer Cobb. I think, you know, had Chris never have gone on national TV begging for her to come home, you know, the whole world wouldn't have necessarily even known that this had happened, you know. But due to him doing that with the news, the whole world heard about it, and we were all on social media trying to find out, you know, and then once we realized that we could actually see his wife and his children, we were all, you know, just, we fell in love. We really did. We were fascinated, you know, at how open and honest and beautiful of a soul that she seemed to be, and to put herself out there, compared to, you know, what he was doing. And we were all just questioning, like, well, where could she be then? You know, when this first really happened, we were all like, well, where could she be? You know, did she go to a friend's place and she left her phone? No. Like, I mean, we just, none of us could wrap our minds around, you know, her just up and leaving her vehicle and leaving her phone. I mean, it was just, yeah, that was it. You know, we all kind of knew at that point that something was wrong. And I mean, you could tell with the police officers that they knew something was wrong. They were checking out Chris pretty hard. And everything screamed guilty. You know, he was flushed. He just didn't seem to even be breathing, you know? He was just like, you know, like he was just very tense and, you know, guilty looking. Comments are going a little bit quick for me, you guys. I'm having trouble keeping up. You just broke things off with your narcissistic boyfriend since Chris wants murderous acts. Wow. Well, you know, better to be safe than sorry. You know, and be another victim. There's no trace of Chris Watts left on Nicole Kessinger's phone. She'd even deleted his number. Yeah. Definitely won't marry after this. Creepy thing is around same time Shanann sent Chris the book. I got the same book sent to me mysteriously by Amazon. No way. That's weird. I mean, who knows, though, I guess. I think he's too much of a simpleton. Look at the mess he made here. Guilt seeping out of every pore. Yeah, pore. Yeah, I got you, girl. I think I'm going to go to Sephora after work. Good deals on NYX makeup. Yeah, I don't know. I've never seen this Areposa. I don't know if you can see that. Not really, right? It doesn't want to focus. But where did I get it? I got it at a new dollar type store, actually, that just opened up on the corner. Not far from where I live here. It says it's made in China. You know, it has a little butterfly that makes it look like it has an M, you know, like it's supposed to be Mariposa, but that's a clothing company as far as I'm aware. So it just says Ariposa, like Ariposa. I would imagine you could look online and find these, though. You know what I mean? And if they're only a couple of bucks where I am, I would imagine they would be just as cheap wherever you are. I miss Victoria's point. We are worried about our husbands. Oh, I'm very sorry, Pam. I think, you know, who wouldn't be after this, right? I mean, Chris looked like a completely freaking normal person, handling his wife, his children, being helpful, a little submissive, letting her kind of, you know, guide the way and stuff. I mean, shoot, I would be concerned too. I would be worried and nervous too, you know? But I kind of feel like if you guys recognize both sides and, you know, communicate with your partners and your husbands, allow them to say their piece, allow them to have a say, and you're not going to demean them and stuff like that. I feel like that's, you know, it takes two for things to sort of go chaotic, right? I mean, so as long as you're aware of your actions, you know, I don't think that, in all honesty, people regularly freak out like this. But I mean, I can understand where the concern is coming from. You know, it's scary. You don't necessarily know people, you know, and they say that the ones that are closest to you are the ones that hurt you. So, you know, I think it is scary. So I don't really know what to say to you guys. You guys know your husbands more than I do, you know. I would just say try to communicate, talk through things, you know. communication is key, I would imagine, you know, for any relationship, friendship, you got to be able to talk, you know, but you also got to be able to listen to each other too. So it takes two to make it work, you know. One person can certainly not do all the work for both. That has never been a success story where one person has worked really hard to make the relationship work and it's worked. No, I'm actually not married. I've never been married. So I can only kind of speculate and kind of talk a little bit about it, but I don't actually know. So marriage for me is something I don't ever want to do twice. So I just don't want to jump into it. It's not something I want to rush. I will wait for the right person, and if I feel like that right person never comes around, well, I'm not going to be sad about not being married, you know. There's too much more in life to do. How old am I? I'm 40. So the camera doesn't lie during the trial, so obviously there's footage. I believe that the cameras would have been tripped and triggered. Absolutely. Yes, I am 40. That's funny. All natural too. Just using lotions and keeping up on the skincare. Just a youngster. You're cute, Catherine. Thanks. Cheers to that, Miss Sherry. Yeah. Cheers to au naturel beauty, right? You look so young. Yeah, thank you. I gotta give the credit to the maker, right? It's not really me. It's my maker. But yes, I'm 40. I'll be 41 this year, you guys. 40 is the new 29. You got that right. Young at heart, 100%, you know? You feel the same way about marriage, Linda? Yeah, I just feel like it's not something that should be rushed just to have the status of having a husband. You know, if the person doesn't make you genuinely happy and stuff, like, why rush into that? Or why get married in order to fix something? You know, that's like, you know, having a child to keep the relationship together. I mean, that kind of stuff just doesn't work. It's not the route to success, in my opinion. So 55, is 55 the new 35? You got it, girl. I don't see why not. Let's do it. Yeah, maybe not being married has kept me young. Who knows? Yeah, that's a good one. My children are all older. I wish I could spend time with them, but I don't have a relationship with them, sadly. It is a touchy, bad subject for me. So, to my own, and I have my brother's kids. Nice. That's nice, Carrie. Yeah, it's something that hurts my heart on a daily basis. So, most people who have followed me regularly have heard my story, and it is on my channel. So I encourage you to go and go and look up some other lives. You'll definitely hear about it, you know. Tammy, why are you saying no? Don't tell him that. What do you mean? To go look at my other lives? Or what? Love being single by choice. Yeah. You never catch up. What do you mean? I don't talk to my mother myself, all over her exes. Interesting. Things will get better. They just started talking to me after a year. Well, it's been years. It's been years already. We shortly tried to rebuild a relationship last year, but it did not last long. They tend to do that to me regularly, frequently. They come back into my life and, you know, I feel like they think they're making an attempt, but only to pull the rug right back out from underneath me. So I'm pretty done with all of it. Moving along, gonna help other people, spread awareness on, you know, true crimes, natural disasters, missing people, survivors, and we're going to be happy independently. That's how I see it. Thank you, early 1981. Vicky Carpenter, if you let people talk enough, they tell on themselves. If things don't sound right or seem right, it isn't. Well, I'm not sure what you're referring to that, but I have actually absolutely no reason to lie about any of the things that I've experienced in my life, any of my hardships, and I can quite honestly admit to all of my mistakes and my part in the wrongdoing that, you know, caused the division, but I definitely don't. What's with the hashtag God Raid? What? I don't know what that hashtag means, but thank you. I don't know what that means. Catherine, I'm glad that you're away from the X. There's nothing worse than walking on eggshells. I agree. You can't choose your family, but you can choose your friends. Yes, Tracy. Oh, you mean like Chris Watts, Vicky. Okay, sorry. Doing amazing, 100%. Don't let anyone make you feel unworthy. Thank you, Carrie. Takes a certain kind of strength to keep your head up, you know, throughout all the crap and negativity. You're adopted, Alexis. Found your birth mom. Birth sister who's taken away from me. Working on reuniting them. Sister still feels some resentment. But that's really, really cool. I wish that there wasn't division happening in my family, but it's been ongoing for years. So at this point, I'm pretty finished dealing with it. Hi, Beverly, Wiley. I got your, for those of you that entered into the draw, I did get your names put into the draw box. So for those of you, this is my ghetto draw box. But there's a lot of names in here right now. We're going to be doing the draw for this beautiful little bracelet on February 27th. You have to go onto the post to put your name in, and I will mark it on a paper and put your name in. The post is just on YouTube. Yes, your name is in, Linda. Good luck to everybody. I will be continuously doing giveaways. I think that it's a positive way to give back to you guys and to show my appreciation for your continuous views. So I had thought that the next giveaway I'll do will be like a Visa, MasterCard gift card, because it's something you can use everywhere. So you have to go onto the YouTube post. There's a little picture of me holding the bracelet on my hand. And then you just drop your name there and I will put it into the box. I am in Canada, Dawn C. Whereabouts are you? Today's live show, Alberta, nice. Today's live show is basically just to show you guys the footage that I had on my computer so that you could see it from far away. Hey, planner, purple paisley planner. Hello, welcome. Richard Hastings, is that your name? Before you guys head out, I hope that you click the subscribe button and throw up a like sign. I really appreciate the support. You wanted to go to Canada for an extended stay? Well, you should. I would love to meet you, Sunkissed. I would definitely help show you around. We could rent a vehicle. There's a video on YouTube when the cops first show up, but the dog is in the basement. You can hear it in the window well. Yes, you can. You're new to the channel? Well, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I hope to see more of you. You're near Toronto? Nice. I'm in Manitoba, so I'm in central Canada, folks. You'll look into it, Sunkiss? Sure. That would be wonderful. Hello, Amit. Sahu, I think. You liked? Thank you. I appreciate the support. Yes, I think I do remember her saying something about the dog, you know, on the main floor. I deserve more subs. Thanks. I do have a Facebook page and group, and it is True Stories, just like my channel. Peach tea. Today is pomegranate tea. Yummy. Yummy. I do still have the peach tea, and I went and grabbed some green tea. Hello, Sean Woolridge. Do you know wear Hanes socks and New Balance? Do I wear Hanes socks and New Balance shoes? Well, once in a while, I do have some Hanes socks, and I used to wear New Balance shoes when I was working on my feet like 16 hours a day. He was here last night. Yeah, he was. I know. I got the comment of what kind of socks are you wearing? Oh, boy. Oh, thank you, Purple Paisley Planner. I really appreciate the donation. Thank you very much. Yeah, the sock guy. Too funny. Sock fetish guy? Yeah, perhaps. Perhaps. Go to YouTube, type Chris Watts body cam footage. Good afternoon, Flo Nightingale. New sub, loving the channel here in the UK. Nice. I'm very, very happy to have you join. Welcome. Don't forget to hit up that like sign on your way in. He was posting every 2 minutes. Ay, ay, ay. That's funny. I've got some elite socks on now. No Hanes today. Thank you, folks, for the thumbs up. I really appreciate it. We elite up here. Yeah, I liked the socks. So I'm glad that you guys had a chance to see the footage, you know, of Shanann coming home for the last time. I feel like I should turn this around and show you guys one more time. I don't think Dieter in that cage. So there you guys have the footage. You know, you can clearly see that it's downloaded on my computer. And I really enjoy spending time with you guys here. So I appreciate the views. I appreciate the subscribers. I appreciate all of your guys' support on a regular basis. So I hope to continue to see you guys join me. We're going to be back tomorrow for the regular scheduled live at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. So if you're around and available to pop in and say hello, I hope to see you. I hope you guys all have a wonderful day. It's TGIS. Thank God it's Sherry. Tomorrow it's going to be TGIS for 2 days. Saturday and Sherry. Saturday lives are your fave? Nice. Right on. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Thank you for your donation. I very much appreciate all of you guys. I value your support very much. So I hope you guys have a wonderful, safe, and happy day. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And I will see you guys